Okay, so here's our first example with triple integrals in cylindrical coordinates. Let's evaluate the triple integral of y dv over the solid bound by the paraboloid z equals 4 minus x squared minus y squared and the three coordinate planes. So our region D is in the first octant. So here's a sketch of our 3D region D. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out the bounds for z. So we're going to go z simple first and enclose z between two surfaces. So we can see here that z is going to be less than or equal to the paraboloid 4 minus x squared minus y squared and greater than or equal to 0 since our region is in the first octant. We can go ahead and change the bounds for z now into polar coordinates because we will have to do that eventually. So if we do that now, we can rewrite this as, we can use the identity that x squared plus y squared equals r squared and consider the paraboloid 4 minus x squared minus y squared as 4 minus x squared plus y squared. So we can see that z then will be less than or equal to 4 minus r squared, but greater than or equal to 0. The reason that we're doing this now is because our middle integral will be with respect to r, so we want the bounds of z to also be with respect to r. All right, now we can move down to the xy plane and look at our region R. And we're going to go R simple first, but let's sketch the region. So we see that the projection, if we think about the footprint of our paraboloid onto the xy plane, we can consider the equation for the paraboloid, which is z equals 4 minus x squared minus y squared. And when we project it onto the xy plane, z will be equal to 0. So that gives us 0 equals 4 minus x squared minus y squared, or the circle x squared plus y squared equals 4. Circle that has a radius of 2. So in our xy plane, we can sketch our region and then determine the bounds for r and theta. And we're going to use r and theta because we have a circular region on the xy plane. The one thing to be aware of, however, is that we're dealing only with a region in the first octant. So here the radius is 2, but we don't need the entire circle. So we only need the part, wrong tool. We only need the part that's going to be in the first quadrant since our region is in the first octant. So I'm just going to erase those pieces so that we can figure out how to traverse our region that is in the first quadrant of our xy plane. So when we look at this and we think r simple, we're letting r go from 0, which gets us to the origin, all the way out to 2. And every time we go from 0 to 2, r is always enclosed between those two values or those two curves. So r is going to be less than or equal to 2, greater than or equal to 0, and theta, well, we only need angles in the first quadrant. So we're going to start theta at 0 and go to pi over 2, or 90 degrees. So now we have our bounds for the middle and outer integrals. And we can go ahead and write the integral that we want to evaluate. So the integral that we want to evaluate, recall that the integrand function is y. So let's deal with the integrand also and write it in polar coordinates. So our integrand y, we know that we can rewrite y as r sine theta from our polar relationships. So the relationship between our rectangular coordinates and our polar coordinates. And now we're ready to write our triple integral. So our triple integral that we want to evaluate over our region D of y dv will be as follows. Our outer integral will be theta from 0 to pi over 2. Our middle integral will be the bounds of r that goes from 0 to 2. And our innermost integral are the bounds of z, which we already converted to polar coordinates. So from 0 to 4 minus r squared. Our integrand is r sine theta. And then we've got our volume differential. So dz times dA, which is r dr d theta, which is our area element in polar coordinates. So there we go. Now we're ready to evaluate this triple integral. All right, I am going to do this by first evaluating the innermost integral, then the middle one, and then the outer. So our innermost integral, notice that we have integral from 0 to 4 minus r squared, and the integrand, don't forget that we have this little r here, is going to be r squared sine theta dz. But when we integrate with respect to z, we're holding both r and theta constant, so we can actually pull those out of the integral and just integrate 1 dz. So this is going to give us our constant on the outside, r squared sine theta, times 4 minus r squared minus 0. Because when we integrate dz, that's just z, and I already applied the fundamental theorem of calculus here. So I'm going to distribute to get 4 r squared sine theta minus r to the 4th sine theta. And since my next integral is only with respect to r, I will factor out the sine theta, since that will just be a constant with respect to r. So we'll have 4r squared minus r to the 4th. All right, let's go on to our middle integral. Our middle integral is in terms of r. So we have the integral from 0 to 2. I'm going to pull out the constant of sine theta, since we're holding theta constant. And we have in the integrand 4r squared minus r to the 4th dr. And now we're ready to integrate. So I'll leave sine theta on the outside. And when we integrate our integrand, we have 4r cubed over 3 using the power rule, minus r to the 5th over 5. And we are integrating from 0 to 2. So once again, leaving sine theta on the outside, when we evaluate our result when r is 2, we get 2 cubed is 8. 8 times 4 is 32 thirds. Minus 2 to the 5th is 32, so 32 fifths. And when we subtract, when we put in 0, we'll just get a 0. So let me combine those constants. So we have a sine theta, and we have a common denominator of 15. So 5 times 32 is 160. And if my common denominator is 15 here, 3 times 32 is 96. And we're left here with 64 fifteenths sine theta. All right, let's work on our outermost integral, which is in terms of theta. So we have the integral from 0 to pi over 2. We can pull out the 64 fifteenths on the outside of our integral, and then we just have sine theta d theta. Antiderivative of sine theta is negative cosine theta, and that will be integrated from 0 to pi over 2. So that's 64 fifteenths. And when I put in pi over 2, cosine of pi over 2 is 0. So this will be 0 minus a negative, so plus cosine of 0 is 1. So this answer is just going to be 64 over 15, and that is the value of our triple integral that we evaluated using cylindrical coordinates.